So we finished the last variant we needed last night. Brigand Earth comes to call right after the stream ended. It was pretty close. It didn't take too long. Again, just clicked right through. And that gets us access. Look, it gives us a little one. Look, there's an Ulkoria there. There's an Ulkoria there. And that's the Gargoyle. I know a lot of people are like, aren't you going to do this one? No. That's... I gotta do 75. You gotta do everything to do that one. I'm not here for that. I'm just here for Ulkoria, and then I'm gonna head over to Baldur's Gate to send into Avernus. So this is one of the milestones. Things I consider like a milestone unlock for the game. Because it's a major thing. This is a variant that is a little more difficult than other variants. We got to get to area 400, so it is a solid push. Generally, only champions. I say generally, because there are some core champions they're going to allow that don't follow these restrictions. Generally, only champions with a magic base attack can be used, but a few extra helping hands tag along as well. In each non-boss area, enemies from a different faction attack. The faction members will not count towards quest progress, nor will they drop gold. So it's just, this is what I call swarm variant. They're trying to swarm you with enemies. Each faction also has a unique boon granted by Halaster, which will be active for the entire area. Halaster is the person that made he's the mad mage. He's an Undermountain and yada yada yada. Yeah. We'll see these when we go along. I'll be honest, I'm not so worried about those. I'm more worried about the final boss. The final boss in this is the Neothelid. The Neothelid. The Neothelid is the big worm with tentacle tongues, multiple spiked tentacle tongues that come out of its mouth, grasp one of your party members, lift them off the ground, and pull them into the mouth. And you have to destroy the tongues to get them to drop the champion, or else you lose the champion for the fight. And then the boss itself is an armored boss, so it's interesting. So that's we're more interested in that, which means. Usually we like to rock Karlach DPS, but Karlach single target. You really want an Ashara DPS here, or a Delina. But we're gonna do whatever we have to do. We got a good amount of favor. So we should be well leveled by the time we get here. Let's get the party started. I'm just going to go ahead and start with our usual just kind of speed part. Oh god, no, never mind. Because we can't look at how the people can't be used. Oh god. Oh, I hate it. I hate it already. Alright, well, I'm just going to level up click damage for now then, while I cry. Hello, everybody. Hello, the Bards Forge, Niscus, Idleduck, Delcoon, Dance Lover, Calgain, Taxag, Dice Goblin, Jonavar, Fuzzy Boots, Shavik, hello. Get your taxes in a second. I unlocked a second party. I messed with the Modron Core a little bit for bonuses. How important is running a second party in general? So, I mean, what I do is I sacrifice 2 familiars to the gem gods, and I have a familiar on click damage and a familiar on the field in the background party, and I let it auto load in Brunor, and I just farm to 30 and I get gems. That's what I do to start. But that's because I have a Modron, a second Modron core. When you only have one, your Modron core should be here in your main party, and then the background party is like, I don't do anything with it really when it's like that. I mean, you could sacrifice like a single familiar to the background party like that and put it on the champion, put it on Brunar, and then let it push until it tells you it's stopped, and then manually go over and change it, and you'll get some gems that way. But yeah, you're really familiar dependent, right? In my opinion, unless you want to just tab back and forth and build a second party. But I think the second party is just passively letting it accrue gems for you early on is a big deal. It's a big deal. Wait. Get another person. You have 16. That's a lot. Yeah. 16 familiars. I mean, I don't even like. I have 5 familiars, and I run one party in the back. But again, I have a second Modron core, which you'll get once you get split the party too. Yeah, so it's kind of up to you. I think getting some extra passive gem gain in the background and then tabbing over there every now and then to restart it and run it again. Get yourself some gems. But yeah. Okay, what do we got? We got Gale and Orkira. We got Nayeli. Okay, Nayeli is one of the ones that is like, so these core champions we get to have. Oh, Darius maybe? Definitely want a Shara. So some of these core champions we can have. Oh my god, Delin. We got Tyrell. We can have the Dark Urge, just because the Dark Urge goes anywhere. Oh boy. Oh boy. So, here's the thing. This is Waterdeep. We're going to need a 2-tank front line, which means Nayeli and Tyrell, because Arkan sucks. Nayeli and Tyrell. We need Jarlaxle at least to start so that we can try our best to soft cap. Really? That's really what we're gonna try to do. Here's the alternative. I like Orkira. I mean, we could go Gale and then move Tyrell back and but I don't, here's the thing, we don't really need a tank when we get to the main boss. I don't know. Okay, so we get here. Dark Urge is not going to help us much, but we're probably going to have. So I can't run a Shara DPS. I mean, I could, but here's the problem. I got Dark Urge and I got Delina. I need to fill out 2 more slots in this formation. And, wow. Maybe we are using Archon. He doesn't do this well. The Dark Urge doesn't do this well. The Dark Urge is going to have to be in just as support. He actually has, for some reason, he has some all champs damage jump right here, like this. He has some of these, so he wouldn't be useless. I feel like, hold on. We put, wow, potpourri through the roof. Interesting. I mean, we may have to do that. Otherwise, it's elves. Like, we focus on Delina, and there's only one on her. Or there'd be 2. That doesn't do anything. We at least light up potpourri here. I think... Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So this is less than ideal scenario here. No, like Penelope's melee. This has to be magic. This is the Gargoyle. It's magic base attack. The only reason we get a couple melee people is because they're core champions. They gift us some core champions, but you're looking at my best option in each slot. Or only in most cases. I went with Dadius because I was thinking I was going to do a magic DPS formation. But now I'm not sure. No, it's gotta be. It's gotta bring me. No, it's gotta be like that. I was thinking of like trying to sort of make this Archon, but it's gotta just be the Dark Urge. What's his int at? 12. Okay, so we gotta. That tells me right here, right now. My Dadius is gonna have to come. Split. My Dadius is gonna have to bring his thing down to 12. We're gonna go here. I don't like that. Crap, that guy just pulled. Alastair! Alastair! Stop it. Stop it, Alabaster. Calling him Alabaster Booty Clap. Ooh. Dang it, you need 4 or more, though. Yeah, it's still better to do this one. That's too bad. Alright. I don't think we try to usurp here. I think we just try to bulk up. Yeah. I think he's pure tanking. Hey, Valiant Eagle. Alright. So the downside here is we have a single target DPS. Well, it's an AoE, but effectively a single target DPS. Since we know what we know is going to be a multi-hit boss, so we're going to have to be very reliant upon our ultimates. Zeros across the board, great. We're going to have to be relying on our ultimates here to burst down the tongues. The tongues of doom! You don't know what I mean. You'll know. You'll know. You'll know soon enough. I don't have to do that. I can just do this. Bard's Forge. But again, I don't really care about Archon DPS. I just want to be clear. This isn't an Archon DPS formation. Otherwise, I would have gone Usurp. I did bulk up specifically so his healing. Look at his healing that he's getting. 6k healing versus 2,500 over here. I just want him to stay alive. So he's got 6,400 health. He's got EO4 health. Wow. Yeah, he's our beefy tank for some reason. For some reason. But yeah, we gotta stay alive when they're AoE in this party, so take it. Take it technically. I really want her up here. But I can't move while we're under attack. Yeah, yeah. Just in case. Or we could do that. Okay. I mean, we'll see what happens when I get to land. Do we have any? Nope. Okay, so here's. No, what do I got? 197258. Do we want the 258 to the shop? And speed potion. But this is taking too long. Okay. And I think I'm gonna want like a gold find potion. To try to help. Try to help soft cap. Soft cap's gonna be a big deal, especially for the tanks. Really, honestly, just keeping ourselves alive from that Halaster AoE as we're on our way to the boss will be helpful. Will be very, very helpful. All right. Now they put up a little note up here in the top. There will be one of these little boxes with the little buffs, like the boons that Halaster gives the different groups. There we go. So Zentrum boon currently champion's base attack cooldown is increased by 2 seconds, so it's slowed us down. Slowed us down, but thing about that, if you really care about that, you can just pop the fire breath potion. Didn't really change anything. We're killing with later on. We're killing with quick damage at the moment, so we don't care. We don't care. All right. Let's take a look. How many gems are we at? 25,000. Excellent. Remember, we're on our way to 30,000 for Armored Juniper. Armored Juniper. These little dots, these little colored dots, if you saw that on the boulette, that is Dadius's new debuff stacking. That could, that's going to be nice. That'll come in a little handy as we do this. Again, what we really just need though is the reason I put Dadius up here is at least he's getting some of the same buffs. Actually, here I should do this. He's getting some of the same buffs that the Dark Urge is getting. Not getting potpourri, but we can at least get him some decent damage, and who knows, maybe he can help chunk some armor off on our way there to speed up our travel, but he won't be. I don't know. We'll see how much damage we have against the boss. We'll see by the time we get there. Need help? Moment. Alright, so 25,000 gems, 45 silvers, and we're holding on to those now. I'm not even opening those because we need to gear up Ulkoria once we unlock her. Once we unlock her, we will have the 40th champion for Strahd, so we will immediately unlock Strahd, and then we'll dive into some Strahd variants to get Strahd, and to get the influence we need for Strahd. To get the time gate piece, so we'll have another time gate piece, so we'll be at 7, and another Modron chest. And then tomorrow we'll spend 3 of those time gate pieces to unlock another champion from the event in the flex slot. And then sometime in the next couple of days we should get our natural drop, and we'll be back up to 6, and then we can do a manual time gate. Manual time gate, which most likely I'm leaning towards Whittle. I'm leaning towards Whittle as speedster, as another speed champion to help us race through our content. But Whittle also has that nice attack speed boost, as well as attack speed reset, or base attack reset. Gonna be helpful in the DPS race that will eventually end up in Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. On my main account, I completed Cridle Tier 4 last night, which was not easy. Cridle was rough. Cridle was very rough. But it's done. And I'm starting in on Jaheira now. Those Electrums will get saved for the event champions. We will not open those for Ulkoria. No need. She would get all she needs out of regular silver chests. 800 gems out of this would put us 26,000. Probably gain, 400 or 500 on the way. 26.5, so yeah, still have a little bit to go to get Armored Juniper. Might buy some gold chests. I might slow us down a little because we need to do Strahd's variants. But then we'll be going straight into Baldur's Gate storyline after that. Where we'll earn a lot of gems. So, I don't know. Interesting. You don't have to kill Halaster for those. You just have to kill enemies. All right. What is the 5 abyssal chickens spawn immediately? That's the Castellander's boon. I forgot about that. Wow. Alright. Extrematon. Here we go. Xenia Thelid. See, he runs away. And there's the actual boss. Armored. There's the Tongues of Doom. And see, they have their own segmented health. You gotta take them out. Otherwise, they swallow that champion and never to be seen again. Well, until the next level. never to be seen again until you get to the next level. How it works. Hey, Lydia, welcome. I should probably open up my guide to Ulkoria. See if it has any tips for me. Ulkoria Stone Marrow. I was saying Stone Mantle, man. Ulkoria Stone Marrow, the Dwarf Wizard. So, unlock tips. So the 4 different boons are the Castellanner spawn 5 Abyssal Chickens. The Mad Mage one reduces healing by 50%. The Xanather one makes enemies deal 4 times damage. And the Zenorim one is that base attack cooldown thing. But yeah, I had a whole different group last time. You know. Yeah, and I do recommend Ashara, and yet I didn't. And, well, I mean, she's here. We may have to switch to her. We'll see. We ran Potpourri. So the tentacles, the tentacle tongues are hit based. So all of our champions, including Ashara, will be able to help with those, regardless of the fact that we just have to chew through the big one. So as long as you can take out the tongues before it swells a champion, you can take your time and whittle down the Neothelic. Otherwise, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot of tips there. Hang on, someone just pointed out I have a link for Trials Mini Adventures, and it just goes back to the same thing. I don't think I redid it. Fixed. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. I got distracted. It doesn't... I gotta do all that stuff manually, Texas. That isn't a Twitch thing. There you go. No, I just totally forgot. I just totally forgot. Got distracted and forgot. So we're sitting at about E40% gold find total with the potion going. Hoping that's going to be enough. This is the symbol for the Mad Mage, so we don't heal as well. Not that it matters. It wasn't even scratching us. This is going to take a while. We're in the areas and we don't get any speed champions at all. No. So we haven't used Archon a lot for reasons. DPS tank, and they're usually pretty selfish. They want to be the DPS. They get different base attacks when they're being attacked or when there's enemy and rage counters on the screen. They do share their health, so that's nice. But they only buff evil champions when they're being attacked. So this is why our DPS really is going to be the Dark Urge. Because Darius is neutral and Ashar is neutral, so... Oh no, I went with the Lawful Good alignment. I might have to respec them. Oh, will it let me respec them? Well, I'll think about it later. No, we kind of got it. Oh my god. Hold on. Storm Sorcery, and we need Embrace the Urge. I just went for the bigger number like normal and didn't even think about it. I changed it back to chaotic. Okay. So they're the only one that's going to get buffed by this. Well, Jarlax will get buffed, but we don't care about that. Dark Order Synergy is pointless. Like, really, all the Dark Order Synergy abilities in the game are pretty pointless. And that's it, folks. That's all Archon does. Their specialization is really the key. They either usurp, which is, if they see an ability if they see a buff on someone else that they don't have, they take it at a bigger value, but only if they're adjacent to that person. So you have to build Archon DPS a very specific way. Otherwise, you do bulk up, which means any positional buffs that hit them at a much larger value, which is more of a tanking spec, in my opinion, because then heals and shields hit them stronger, which is kind of what we've done here. Which is why they're getting EO4 heals while Naeli is not. Is most definitely not. 4,300 heals, 10,500 heals on our. But I think we should be okay, damage-wise. We've got... Ashara can still take off can still like target the tongues that come out and kill them. And then Texag, this is the Gargoyle. The restriction here is you magic base attackers. The ones that you see here that aren't magic base attackers, Niale, Archon, and Jarlax and Tyrell, are allowed based on the rules of the variant. But I get nobody else. I get nobody else. I forgot that coming in. I totally forgot. I read it off, and then I was like, wait, why don't I get all these people? Oh, right. All right. Hey, look, everybody, it's Ulkoria. Oh, no, it's not. But yeah, this is the major restriction of the Gargoyle is you really want magic base attackers. There's only a handful that they'll give you as kind of a gift. And so you get Niale, you get Jarlaxle, Tyrell, and Archon. So you get 4, and you need them. Well, I need them at this point because I don't have swaps for them in those slots. Here we go. So again, boss armored. Everybody, like the Dark Urge will be who's taking off segments here. Oh, it bugged. If it bugged, then it's super easy. He just sits there and doesn't do anything. Which it's Neothelid has been buggy since launch, and they've never. It's just low priority to fix, I guess. It's a bug in the player's favor, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes it will try to devour you, and sometimes it won't. How much time we got? 40 minutes, roughly, on that. Gold Find Potion, we're in the E50s. I mean, I really want a soft cap, but we got a bunch. Excuse me, we got a bunch of those potions, so I might just use some more. I'll use another one. Hey, Harky. What do you see, Lob? So when we unlock Ulkoria at the end of this, I'm being positive with my phrasing, we will get 3 golden Ulkoria chests, which we will combine with 3. We'll buy 3 regular gold chests. That should get us blue or better gear all across Ulkoria. Well, it should get us blue gear all across Ulkoria, unless we get a lucky epic that screws up our pulls. We've got enough silvers here. I think I said like 25 silvers is usually enough to get full green. We're sitting on 47, which is good because we're going to need 20 for Strahd, so. We won't use any Electrums for Ulkoria. the only. Ugh, look at all the things in the clone vats. Clones in the clone vat. Oh, that one's a short one. Got it. Got a pointed head. Huh. Now, people asking the devs to or traits stopping familiars activating Beetle and Grim nerds. I mean, people have asked that before, and they've been adding that in as bit by bit as feats. Like we've seen 2 now. I think Celeste got one, and the Dark Urge has one. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, just kind of live your life without them until they decide they want to put them in the game. Celeste got hers with a rework. Dark Urge got theirs with their launch. Nerds will probably never see a rework, so who knows if we'll ever get a feat. Beetle and Grim, I don't know how popular they are. Like if they're not used a lot, then they might be up for a rework sooner rather than later, but they probably wouldn't get one until a rework. So yeah, you just got to know that if you're using any of those champions, you can't have roaming familiars. You just can't. The bigger problem I have is there's been a bug in this game for a long time where you'll load in a champion and a familiar will load in with it, and it's like, and it does it on Beetle and Grim constantly for me, always tagging Beetle and Grim out, but it does it in a lot of different places. I don't know what the problem is, but that's been around forever too. So yeah, just if you run into that bug, submit it as a bug report, but otherwise, just gotta wait. I think the bigger issue is like, if they swap between themselves, they shouldn't be coming out. You should actually submit that as a ticket, because Beetle and Grim are both supposed to be able to be used anywhere the other can be used. I would submit that as a bug report. Yeah, they have the inseparable ability. Beetle and Grim are so inseparable that if either one qualifies for an adventure restriction based on tags, ages, ability scores, then both can be used. So if they're getting removed because you're swapping from one to the other, submit a ticket and tell them inseparable is not working. And maybe they'll finally fix that, because that has been a bug for a while. Interesting, Lydia. I got to use. I think there's something going on because in whichever one of Krydel's variants only lets you use the 1 through 7. Along with Dark Urge, it let me use Virgil, and I didn't have Kent in. So there's something weird going on with how some of the rules are being applied. It's almost like Virgil got BBEG's rules, where Virgil and Kit can go wherever the other can go, but whether they're in the party or not. Which wasn't, I thought, how they worked. I thought it was only like if one goes in, then the other can come in, but not just, so. Yeah. Gotta report them, because, you know, that bug could end up working against us at some point, and you want to get it fixed sooner rather than later. Yeah, I have no idea what's causing all that, but... You know what I bet? You know what I bet the root cause of the problem is, Ledia? The bench builder. Oh boy. We'll see. We'll see what it's like. We'll see what it's like. Or what is it now? It's called Champion Surge. Which is, I mean, that's a more appropriate name based off what they've described. I mean, Necronus, maybe? I thought it was the other way around, but... Hold on, let me go read it. No, it does say it's inseparable, just like Beetle and Grimm, so... It does say if Kent qualifies, Virgil may be used, but I had always thought that before the way that worked was if Kent was in the party, kind of like Dungeon Master and Mahan, if Kent was in, then you could pull Virgil in, or if Virgil was in the party, then you could pull Kent in, but I guess not. I guess it now is more like a BBEG. All right, Lydia. That is a Harky. I submit tickets whenever you run into this kind of stuff with as much information as you can give them, because that's messed up. Yeah. It's not how this game's supposed to be functioning. I mean, I'm down for the whole, hey, anywhere Virgil or Kent can go, I can have one of them in, even if the other can't go in. Sure. But Beetle and Grimm is bugged in the wrong way. It should work that way too, and clearly it doesn't always. But like being able to pull someone in and then not really use them seems pointless. Seems pointless. I just thought up a really pointless champion ability. What if there was a champion that slowed down the speed of moving distractions while also making them drop more gold? I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe, you know, the gold multiplier would be enough to make this gold worth it all the time. Maybe. But people with 6 distractions would just be like, no. Like, I feel like it would only matter on console. Well, you could put 6 distractions on console too, but you've got to, like, there's a whole other clicking thing on console. Yeah. Distraction Scavenger. Slows them down and you get more gold out of them. Oh, he's just all bark and no bite. You know. Interesting. If it stays that way, then this is guaranteed win. Is there a reason to keep pushing or running trials of team after you reach your wall? On day 1, yes. Seems to count total damage is enough to hit your max damage. It counts your total. It's an additive. Every time you do it, let's say you hit for E200, 1 E200 damage. If you hit that way 10 times, yeah, you should have an E201 damage total now instead of just the one, instead of E200. Right? So it does additively count it. But if you're not going if you're not hitting equal to your hardest hit or higher, there really isn't a point. And just grabbing a few extra damage doesn't always mean a whole lot. You know, it's usually you're trying to get significant gains. But on your first run, like the first run of the week, it's important, you know, if you're in a group, to set the highest damage total you can. So pushing way past the completion goal, going to your wall and maybe just continuously farming there for 30 minutes, an hour, could grab you, you know, some more damage. And if you're really just trying to beat it as fast as possible, and you've got like a maxed Jarlaxle for assault party damage, then you're getting, you know, triple times whatever you're contributing, and it all adds up, right? It all adds up. But it isn't something to like, I'm gonna go to my wall and then I'm gonna sit there for 10 hours. No, that's like the diminishing returns, because it's additively stacking your damage bonus. The diminishing returns isn't worth it. But you can grab a bit more. For rework. Scavenge Distractions is a rework for Xander. We're never going to see a Xander rework. Calling it now. Hey, McTribble. Well, so the Black Dice Society summon is off Nahara. They're not going to give that group a second one, right? Yeah, Necronus, that's because Kent goes anywhere Virgil can go. That's what that's based off what we were just talking about. So that's why that's working now. How to champion the 10x the speed and gold from what? Oh. Wait, speeds them up? I don't want the distractions going faster, but I guess you can. I mean, I guess you wouldn't care if the distractions are going faster if you just have enough familiars out on the field. But I was thinking the idea is to make them more like something you would want to try to click on while you're playing when you don't have a lot. For people who don't have a lot of familiars like this, play this little click minigame because it's going to get you a lot of gold. I don't know. Like I said, it's an utterly pointless ability. It's an utterly pointless ability. Because then you would combine that champion with Will, and Will's feat that spawns imps everywhere, like imp distractions constantly, and then you just sit there and click them. Every area. Oh no, just for lots of extra gold. But yeah, if it wasn't like, it would need to be gold that's bigger than a kill. Like a lot bigger than an enemy kill on the same area. Stop it, Alabaster. No, I shouldn't call him Alabaster. There is actually an Alabaster booty clap in the game. Thankfully. I don't remember where they are. Is it in the Witchlight? Is it when they're telling stories of the past adventures at the start of Witchlight? Is it Tall Tales? It might be Tall Tales. If I remember correctly, Tall Tales is Nat, Squidly, and Jinx telling campfire tales about the champion's adventures, but getting it wrong. And so when you get to the talking about Halaster Blackcloak, that's Alabaster Booty Clap instead. Yeah, I used the gold find potion too early. Oh well. I was like, oh, well, an hour. Yeah, we'll be through. We'll be towards the end of this in an hour. No, we will not. It's so slow because we don't have any speed champions. I mean, I'm grateful I have a speed potion, but it's not enough. All right. Like trying to think of like, can I update guides? But the stuff that I have is already. We updated the to-do list. We did the to-do list. We updated split the party. You know what I didn't see was a notification that we were in Modron beta. So I think we're finally out of Modron beta. Back from the break? We're back from the break. Yeah, I don't know. Guess I could work on getting Ulkoria. I updated on the new player reference. I updated Dritz, the first milestone, which instead of just unlock Dritz is now unlock Dritz to Warden and the Gem Hunter Global Blessing. And then we added another mini section called Planning Ahead. Patron Merton split the party. And then the second milestone became unlock Azaka and the turn back time global blessing. Oh, I didn't flesh out that. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I need to flesh out the full list of tune variants. Apparently I did not. Use Erasing, Crumbly Temple, useless allies, yes. Death Curse, prematurely lit. Flying Monkey Skulls of Doom! The Haunted Jungle, pros and cons. Crowded Streets, that's the next one. Didn't list that. Market Fluctuations. Overwhelming Board. Holding the law. And the Crypt Fortress. Yep. Planning had Patron Bosch and split the party 2. And yeah, that would still not hungry, huh? Okay. Yeah. Third milestone lock, Dragon Bait, the Sorial Paladin. This is the one that needs to be updated. It should be unlock Dragon Bait and something else. Because we're doing 2 for 1s. Turn back time, little blessing. Unlock Dragon Bait and... Oh, we already did turn back time. Oh no. So what's our other thing? Maybe there isn't. Maybe there isn't another thing for this one. Maybe that one stays the same. Something. It feels so empty. I feel empty inside. What's the area goal? 400. We're halfway there. Welcome to No Speed Championsville. Yeah, having the third milestone just be Dragon Bait is very anticlimactic, but I guess it's... Because you already did Azaka, you already maxed out your Favor and Tomb. We already talk about patron Merton split the party 1. And patron Bosman split the party 2. Maybe with this, well. After this, we definitely need to have a planning ahead. Patron Strahd. So yeah, I think it gets a little more singular at this point, a little more directed. So there isn't a whole lot to do with the Dragon Bait thing. We need to add... building... Snakes on our plane. Yeah, my notes just say after Dragon Bait, head to the Sword Coast to do Barovia to prep for Strahd. Yeah, so that's planning ahead. Planning ahead section. That's E27. Okay. The third milestone updated. We just need straw. Hey, Onyx. Welcome to unlocking Ulkoria. The slow, steady descent into Undermountain, because we don't have any speed champions. It's not allowed. You're not allowed. It's not that speed champions aren't allowed. It's that none of our speed champions have magic base attacks. Well, I mean, that's what I said, Coach. Effectively. Effectively, that's what I said. I just spelled Will, W-H-I-L-L. What? Oh, what I was thinking. Hey, Ricardo Sound. Our damage is real good. Like, our curve is real good. We're way ahead. Which is nice. That's we'll roll for that. I wasn't even spelling that kind of will. I was trying to spell just W-I-L-L. W-I-L-L, and it's like... I don't know where the H came from. Will you go further or not? Oh god. That's where I guess that's what I was doing. I don't know. I really don't. Really don't. Really don't know. Wait. Who whip? Who whip? Yes. I love delicious Cool Whip. What am I talking about on Saturday? Good question. Good question. Let's see. Let's take a look. So we just did green grass. We just did green grass. No. No, we didn't. Did I? Hold on. I didn't mark these on. Hold on. Now I'm having a next moment. Did I invoice for last month? I did. Okay. I didn't color this in, but I'd already invoiced these. I have a very no advanced invoicing method where I basically just color in the boxes of the shows I've already invoiced. It's straightforward. Okay, we did Great Modron March. We did Great Modron March Flex Champions. This Saturday is 2024 Champions Part 1, so we'll cover the champions that dropped in the first quarter of 2024. First quarter of 2024. Which I should probably figure out. That would be Carla. Arrived in Midwinter, Presto. Arrived in Grand Revel, Dinah Hare. Arrived in Fleet's Wake, the Dark Urge. Arrived in Festival of Fools. And Gale. No, that's too many. January, February, March. The Dark Urge. Carlock, Presto, Dinah Hare, and the Dark Urge. Oh, wow, this is going to be easier. There's only going to be like 3 per quarter now, on average. Nice. So yeah, we'll talk about Carlock, Presto, Dinah Hare, and the Dark Urge. Because Gale is Q2. Gale's Q2. Gale and Diana are Q2 so far. Nice. That makes it easier. And then I can't ruin the next 2 weeks. So let's get this week's. Man, we're almost topped out on click damage in terms of, how far we can let it carry us. We'll have to throw down a fire breath after this. Oh, you know what? That's a good question, Ricardo. So should I talk about the reworks? Huh. I mean, that would take us from 3 to 6. Which 6 is doable in a single show. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about 3 champions each time we do the quarterly thing, which isn't a whole lot, but is also nice and manageable and lets you, I don't have to rush. 6 champions, I got to rush a bit. I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons, right? Like, I mean, the pro is, yeah, they did get a rework, so it's a new understanding of that champion. So then you'd be learning about the new and the reworked champions that came out in that quarter. The con is it's a lot. It's definitely it's not even 10 minutes, Shavik. It's less than that because the intro is about 5 ish, and then you can't really you can't it's not really about champions don't like their kits aren't equal, and so they take different amounts of time to explain. Yes, the question is, I think I'm gonna have to ask Lauren because it's gonna be like, do they want me uh, just focusing on the new, or do they want me just talking about, the is it now featured champions? Because previously it was just new champions that arrived in the game each quarter. Yeah, I'll have to ask Lauren. Have to ask Lauren. It'll have to be a CNE decision. It's their show. Well, four's fine. I mean, that's when you get an evergreen, then you get four. But going from like having it be six constantly, or it would go to four if there's two new champions in an event too. Um, but there's never been six or seven. You know what I mean? At least six would be consistent, whether it was new champions or rework champions in an event. There'd be six champions to cover every quarter, plus an evergreen if once a year if an evergreen dropped. Adjusting from six to seven is super easy, but going from like three on average to then maybe one time it's four because an evergreen, or maybe it's five because there's an evergreen and there were two new champions instead of a rework champion, or down to two because there were only two new champions and then there were two reworked. Like, I think it's got to include them. I don't even think I think it's got to include them, but I still have to let them make that decision. I mean, it could get as high as, well, yeah, seven would be the max, and I can handle a max knowing that there's a max of seven in advance. But yeah, I just have to ask Lauren, but I'm pretty sure it's easier. It's probably better long term to make it. We talk about new and reworked, but she'll have to make that call. I can't make it. New familiars. Oh. I mean, this all spawned from. Oh my God! What was it? Let me see what was the name. When was this? Uh, 2020 champions. So this was back in yeah. January, the very first show, January of 2021, was 2020 Champions. It was a 2020 year in review, and I covered 18 champions in one show, all 17 event champions and the Evergreen for that year. Because Dylan had asked me back in like November or something, hey, that'd work, right? And I'm like, sure. I don't see why not. Past me screwed over future me, because then when I did it, it was nearly the death of me, covering 18 champions in one show. No, it wasn't a tier list. So after that, I was like, Dylan, we can't do that again, ever. I almost died. So that's when it became, insert year here, champions, part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, for the sake of my voice and my sanity, what little of it there is. Okay, prize counts for time. Oh, they are. Yeah. Pride Parade Marshals. I have those on my, or I have at least have this one. I have both on my main account. Yeah, I just use those as the default skins. Oh, Venture Casual Chris. That's a great look. It really is. Venture Casual Certainty. That one isn't this. Spelljammer Averin. It doesn't look like Averin at all, except for the face on the missile. Action figure Strongheart. Sarah, $5 familiar. Spelljammer Decan reminds me of a Transformer. It just really does. I like it. That's all that's there. Okay. The talk style covering of all champions, seconds or only minute for each. If I did like crafted content, like where I created it, edited it, and then released it to the wild, yeah, I could do that. It'd be funny. It'd be funny. I mean, it would have to be funny, right? I couldn't do that seriously. It would have to be funny. I mean, there'd be enough seriousness where when the joke came in, that you'd like, it'd be like, and then back to seriousness, right? I mean, Hercwork, I do. I mean, I know what's coming in some senses, but like only if, like, they don't always know exactly when something's gonna drop. Like, there are times where the schedule is just question marks, and at that point, then we just stop trying to plan ahead. So we work up until where there's question marks, but even sometimes there's like, all right, well, we have this here, and we think this is going to be here, but it may move, and then we'll have to shuffle these things around, and then I just have to make those adjustments when it happens. But the champions are on a set schedule. Like, I know the champion, who the new champions are, and who the rework champions are, months in advance, and when they're coming out. For multiple reasons. Like, I know ones that are beyond the schedule just because I know what Pete's working on too. Keep thinking that Averin skin is Lazaps. Exactly. That's why I'm like, it looks more like Lazaps than Averin. Avon is known to body snatch. I mean, Avon's been known to do just about anything. Avon doesn't really have. Avon doesn't have like a morality. It feels like, well, it bounces around his morality. Avon's been around long enough. He's done just about everything. This is. We go back and look. It's basically. You could either say Voltron or you could say what's the like Transformers had a couple things that were like this, or Thundercats, right? It's here's a robot that looks like a Mandalorian. Here's another robot. Here's a robot. Here's a robot. Here's a robot. It's 5 of them fused together. Well, there were a couple Transformers that could combine into a bigger thing. I think wasn't there one? There was one there was one that was an Autobot and one that was a Decepticon. And the Autobot one was the construction Transformers, right? Yeah. No. Oh, was that the oh, I'm thinking backwards? Those are the Decepticons? Okay. I just remembered that it was like there was another one though. Okay, so that was the Decepticon one then. So it was the Autobot. It was the Dinobots. Isn't there another though? I thought there was another one. Interesting. Okay, I just found. I don't remember that being the name, but sure. Huh. Really? Okay, sure. Apparently it was called Volcanicus? Or at least that's what it's called now? I don't know. Never mind. That was not what I remembered. When there's another one. Dinobots do fuse, apparently. I guess this is a newer thing. I don't know. Like, it's been a long time. But yeah, no. Dinobots fuse now. Volcanicus is the fearsome combination of the Dinobots that was 65 million years in the making, and is now ready to deliver the Decepticons a world of pain. Volcanicus comprises Grimlock, Torso, Slug, left arm, Swoop, right arm, Snarl, left leg, and Sludge, right leg. He sometimes consists of 6 Dinobots with an alternative configuration. Sure. Sure. I guess there's now a lot of combiners. This is part of a thing in the enigma of combination. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's more common now. I don't know. Are you gonna try to eat me this time, Neothela? No. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be real easy if they're not trying to swallow us whole. Phrasing. Wow, there's even one where Optimus Prime combines to form like a super mode version of Optimus Prime. Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened since the 80s, folks. A lot of stuff's happened since the 80s, apparently. You buy a pack but already have the feet, do you get the gems back? Yes. Yes. Like if you bought the feet with gems, but then you decide, no, I want the pack that with the skin and feet pack, you get a refund of the gems. I don't know. I think I had a man. I either had a Voltron or a Thundercats, and I can't remember. Didn't Thundercats combine? No, it was Voltron. No, it's wait. Is it Voltron? It was Voltron. I had a Voltron. Yeah, I absolutely had a Voltron when I was a kid. It was a small. It wasn't like a huge Voltron. But it was neat. See if I can find. There's different ones. And I didn't think that was it. That looks more like it. It was kind of blocky. Meanings. Yeah. I think it was more like this one. Maybe? Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, it was these. I had those. And they combined into Voltron. It was a Cats one, not the Cars one. Oh wow, they got stolen? Oh, no. No. I don't remember. I think they were die-cast. I remember them being like die-cast, but did we just did we just die? No, we killed them. Oh my god, I just found something else that I had. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I remember I had this weird toy that was not... like nothing. It had... I don't even know... I don't know why... I don't know why someone gave it to me. It was a gift. A bunch of the other... With some of the... I don't know. Somebody probably saw it and was like, "Oh, Jed will love this. This is probably what all the kids are into." Folks, Starriers. I had forgotten the name. They were called Starriers, and for whatever reason I got some of the figures and that base to go with it. And I just remember you'd hit a button, like you'd push the base in, you hit a button and it would shoot out. And then the front would open and they'd come pour, and the thing would pour out. And oh god, Oh god, the 80s. The 80s and their random toy strangeness. Somebody got that for me. I don't remember who or why. Yeah, it was probably the cheapest thing, and they were like, "Oh, look, we could get this, and it's so much cheaper than these Transformers and these GI Joes and these He-Man and the Masters of the Universe things. Let's get this instead." Yeah. I look. I forgot they were even called Starriers, folks. Look, I don't even know. Was there a TV show? I don't know. Made by Tomy. Wow, I forgot about Tomy too. The Protectors and the Destructors. Yeah, of course, that was so unimaginative. Jedi, blind committer, the demolisher firing killer with the soul of a poet. What? What? What are these people? Because you know it's the 80s, because these people were on some serious drugs when they came up with this. Oh boy. I'd remembered I had that. I'd forgotten what they were called. I'd forgotten what they were called. Sometimes I had relatives who would just buy like my grandparents, either my parents or my grandparents, they'd just buy what was the biggest box on the shelf that had the most affordable price, because they figure, oh well, it's big, it'll look good, like wrapped as a gift. And yeah, yeah, Herkwork. That's what I was thinking. I didn't want to go there, but yeah, they all had a wind up feature. Yep. Yeah. What was the other? I had one that I think it's been remade now with modern times. Yes. Fireball Island. This game was it took up so much space as a kid. Uh, it was just a huge box, and they brought it back. I don't know why. It wasn't that good. Why did they bring this game back? It was a board game. It wasn't a board game though. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let me think of that the '80s version. No, I just see all I see is the modern versions. But it was this like plastic formed uh, game board, and you had to move your characters up it, but the fireballs were marbles that would roll. You would roll down it if you triggered it the wrong thing. I don't know. I'll just put a picture of the newest version because you get the idea. You get the idea. But it was big. This one actually looks a little smaller, maybe. It was huge. It's a huge box. Well, but I remember it being obnoxiously big because, unlike other board games, it wasn't flat. It had to go back in that box. You had to keep the box in good condition. And then where was I going to put the bot? Like, most kids had a bed that you could slide something under, and I didn't. I had like a double bed. It was like it was a bed with a bed underneath. Like you could pull out a thing, and it had a second bed. So if people came to spend the night, there was a second bed. So I didn't have like a, somewhere to put things under a trundle bed. Yeah, that was the name I remember it being called. And so I didn't have anywhere to store stuff like that. So it went in the closet. And there wasn't any room in the closet. So it was just. I had a very small room when I was a kid. So it was just a lot. It was way too much. And people didn't. I mean, you played it once and then you were like, okay, yeah, all right. And then you didn't really care anymore. It wasn't that good of a game. So I don't know why people are like, oh yeah, bring it back. I mean, maybe they changed the rules. Maybe it's more enjoyable, but it wasn't that great back then. Okay, so we're running into the problem that I knew we were going to run into. E123 health. Our what would a Shara do here? WWAD 127. If we run with her, it's actually better than running the Dark Urge because we're getting multi hits. We need the multi hits to take off the armored segments. So you're running into the you need in the mid E120s damage really to get through this. Yeah, Shard E127 should take care of this. And then the Dark Urge is just here. Just, I don't know. Shara Bond bonuses. I mean, we're running a huge potpourri right now. E11 with 6 champions. Relatively huge. For one bond, 6 champions is a lot. Alright, we're going to pause it here because we're in an ad break. So we'll do the boss live, alright? Once we're back from the ad break. Alright, we're back. And we're at the boss. So we're running a Shara E128. She got any hit for E130. So yeah, she should have more than enough damage here. We want her being the person doing the damage for the boss. Because we're going to run into Extrematon, which you don't want to hit any ultimates here. He's just hit-based. Everybody's going to take a chunk off this guy. Then the Neothelid comes out. Is it going to try to eat us? I don't know. It's got armored health. We're chewing through it. E125. Great. That's acceptable. No, it's 400. Let's see. Okay, yeah, and we're done. We're fine. We did it. That's it. Normally it's trying to devour you, right? It glitches on a run and then it won't do it anymore. I don't know what's the problem there is. But enjoy a bug in your favor. Like a bank error in Monopoly. And that's it. And you're done. But normally you just have to make sure, like, when the tongues come out, you want to hit, a multi-hit. Once they look attackable, you see some chunks coming off. Fire off one multi-hit ultimate just to get rid of those tentacles, so it'll drop the champion, and then you go back to whittling through the Neothelid and repeat. You just don't want to spam them all just for the Neothelid, because it's important to try to. If you come in here with way less favor, way less power, you need to be sparing with your ultimates. But that's it. We got her. We got her, coach. We are done here.